Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone, the start of a brand new week. I hope you are all doing well, and yeah, the weather is actually very nice at the moment. Um, we've got a lot of I've got big bay windows, so as you can imagine, the apartment's a sweatbox. So I've got the fan on in the background, so you might hear some whizzing. That's me fan. So just to give you a warning, we got on comics in the chat and the walked eyebrow. We got 10 people watching at the moment. I'm pretty sure more people will pop into the chat. But for the next hour, obviously, we're going to be talking, but I'm not on my own. Of course, we've got the one and only Queen Charlotte joining
Hello,
us.
everybody.
And we've got PD Rich. It's all.
No, I'm not singing the song, Charlotte.
Anyway, how are you all doing?
Good. It's just I'm not on camera because I'm really hot and a bit not sweaty looking and not very nice.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've got the fan aimed right at my face, man, and I'm still warm. It's a warm one today. This is why I'll be taking a week break because obviously I'll be doing the paint. This be the perfect weather to do it in because we're gonna have this weather now for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, it's nice. It's just it gets a bit too warm, especially with the
Gets a
big
bit
bay
sticky,
windows.
doesn't it? I think that's what we're getting into now.
Like
Yeah.
I do. There's Jamie in the chat as well. Welcome, Jamie. Nice to see you. So yeah, I don't really have a topic for us to discuss today, folks. So what I'll do is I'll just ask the panelists if there's anything that they've seen, maybe Doctor Who wise out there that you want to discuss because there hasn't been really that much. I did see Doctor Who was trending. I wanted to see why it was trending, but it wasn't that ridiculous like it normally is. So I mean, it's good that it's trending. But actually, here is one thing: the official Doctor Who channel on YouTube showed the best bits to Series 1 of RTD's era. So they'll be doing Series 2 because they only did Series 1. So that's something that they've been doing on the channel. I was watching it actually, but then obviously I had to stream, so I had to turn off. But I watched the first good 40 minutes of it. It was actually pretty good.
Turn the brightness up.
It was actually pretty good. So yeah, I just heard someone in the background there. Sorry.
Charlotte's mum. All right.
All right. Oh, that's all good. All G. So yeah, that was something, and the chat was going as well. There was a live chat which I was surprised by, but there was a lot of comments in there. Threw a few in myself. Trying to get people to subscribe.
Yeah.
Bit of promotion.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. So it looks like the BBC, the Doctor Who YouTube channel is going to be doing some bits and pieces for the 60th anniversary. So,
finally.
So they started off with Series 1, RTD's best bits, or the best bits to Series 1. There were some moments that they actually left out. I was going mad about, like, you know what I mean? It's like whoever put the video together kind of like,
What did they miss out there? What was the big thing you thought?
It was like they picked the scene from each episode, but I mean, they didn't even pick the scene. For example, in season 1, the empty child. I mean, one of the best scenes in that is the Doctor turning gas mask, but that wasn't one of the best bits in it. And I was like, "Are you for real? Like, you're not gonna add that? That is one of the best bits. That transformation is iconic. Like,
Oh God, that was so creepy when you were a kid as well watching it.
So I can't believe that wasn't one of the best bits. So that's an example I can give you, unless I missed it, but I don't think I did. But that was one of the best bits in my opinion. But yeah, it's nice to see the channel 800 and so. I mean, they don't tell they haven't been telling fans. So I mean, you know, it's kind of on one hand it's great that they're doing it, but I mean, Jesus Christ, man, get the official Twitter account and other accounts to bleed and promote it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
threw it up on my Twitter account because it was Doctor Who related, like, and it was good. It was, but I could see in a lot of the comments, a lot it made a lot of people realize what they've actually missed. So, you know, the longer they do
yeah,
this, the better. So I
indeed.
can't wait for season 2 when they
I was
do it.
going to say, I think they started doing this near the end of Jodie's run, like
Yeah,
these live streams of old clips.
well, they
Yeah,
should keep it up, man. They should keep it up because, you know, it's basically what fans want. But it has, I have to be honest, it's shown Doctor Who fans what they missed because
yeah,
some people were commenting on certain moments, like, and it is iconic, like, you know, like his first era. I mean, the other side don't think we know RTD is progressive and all of that. Of course we do, but see, the thing is, he wrote some great stories. And looking back in Series 1, like even those best bits that they picked, I would have picked a lot more. But, like, you know, the best bits, maybe they had a certain amount of time to do it, and maybe they're throwing it together, which is fair enough. But I just think there were better scenes they could have used. But anyway, that's just a little gripe, but I still enjoyed it. But it is showing a lot of fans what they've missed. So to me, this is a good thing. You know, might be unintentional, but the I have seen that fans are kind of like, oh man, I missed when Doctor Who was like this, and these were the good old days, and you know, comments like that. So I think it's opened a lot of fans' eyes up to actually how bad it's been the last few years. So to me, that's a good thing. So roll on that best bits of series too. I'll be watching. I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Got to be honest. We got Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the chat as well. So guys, have you got anything you just want to talk about this week?
well, Tim Burton's leaving Disney, isn't he?
Tim Burton.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Oh, I was
He's
going to
getting
say he's
out.
not done. He was Nightmare. I was thinking, what's he done for Disney? But he was Nightmare, wasn't he?
Nightmare. I don't think he wants to do anything. Have to do anything to do with them now.
He's
Yeah,
not done something
I
in
just
ages,
seen
though,
that
has
as we
he?
were coming on that
Yeah.
he's done. Yeah. And Doctor Who was though, PD.
No, Doctor Who wise, everything's quiet apart from Rabbi, Rabbi on Twitter, but that's like completely different. There's not really
No,
much.
it's gone quiet again.
Very quiet again. Yeah.
It has. Hold on, we'll scope a little bit. I'll check and see what news they have. Obviously, we're not going to read. I won't read the articles out, but we'll see if there's any. Um, we'll see if there's anything that we've missed.
Because they're not filming, it looks like.
Sometimes some news goes under the radar. Why is it when you type in Doctor Who TV show and you write in the Doctor, the TARDIS is spinning on the fucking
Yeah.
page? I know the birthday is coming up, but like that's deadly, man. That's deadly. They've actually put a TARDIS spinning. When you write Doctor Who TV show into Google, right, and it comes up the Doctor, there's a TARDIS beside his name spinning around with bubbles coming out of it.
Cool.
That's a nice little touch.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it? That's deadly. Oh man, they have a CD. I don't do anything like that anymore. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you what I'm talking about, just in case people don't know what I'm talking about. TARDIS time is also in the chat. Welcome.
Yeah, Doomsday is going to have a bit of her day in the sun soon, isn't she?
Oh, Jesus, I seen it was, I seen that. Yeah. I don't really want to be talking about that.
Bloomsday, yeah.
But there you go. You can see the Doctor and the little TARDIS there spinning beside his name. Look. The little bubbles coming out of it. Nice one. About time, man. I know they're little things, but those little things count to a Doctor Who fan. You know? They really do.
Yeah.
Right, well, there was news 3 days ago. Doctor Who Series 14 confirms to have classic character return. Now, Doctor Who Series 14 script editor Scott Handcock has revealed in his production diary that a face from Tom Baker's days is involved. So someone from Tom Baker's era is going to be in. But you see, this is what RTD has always done. He has brought people back from the past before, in his forced era. Whether they were different characters, but they were people that we knew. So I don't know if that means he's playing the character from Tom Baker's era, but for me, it'd have to be Zootek.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think it's a human just by the phrasing.
Yeah.
So I'm going through like past companions or like notable human characters.
Yeah. Romana, I don't know, man. I don't know, Jamie. Doomsday, hey, chat. Doomsday belongs with Jodie's Doctor, not the 2nd and the 9th. I have listen. Look, do you know what? This is where I'm at. I don't actually care where Doomsday fits in, right? I don't care if it is part of this 60th anniversary special, whether it's part of the Jodie Whittaker era. I actually don't give two craps anymore, right? At the end of the day, is it going to affect? Am I going to buy it? No. Am I going to listen to it?
Waste my time of it. Yeah.
So is it going to affect? Is it going to affect me enjoyment of what's coming in the 60th anniversary? No. So I don't really give a crap. I haven't really been paying attention anymore to what comes out of that woman's mouth because, you know, she talks about capitalism being so evil, but yes, she's doing
a capitalist.
Something that is, but
exactly.
Like, you know, she's a fucking hypocrite. So I'm not, you know, I'm done with all of these morons. I don't really care what they do. You know, all I care is what RTD does, what David Tennant and Catherine Tate do for the 60th, and then moving on then what Shooty does and RTD do for series 14. I don't really give a crap, to be quite honest with you. Not anymore. I don't. It doesn't bother me. Let them have what they want, right? We know it's going to flop, right? Even the way she's handled herself on Twitter is an utter disgrace, right? Doomsday is going to flop. You even go into the comment section, even people that, you know, are down with the wokeness are even saying this is like gonna bleed bomb, right? So it's gonna bomb, right? And that's the end. It's gonna flop like Time Lord Victorious, except it's gonna flop harder. So let it. None of us on the panel are gonna have any interest in it. So there you go. It doesn't matter. Most of you guys out there won't even listen to it either. So what we even talk, you know what I mean? I think unless you're going to be buying it just because you like to get everything Doctor Who related and all of that, that's fine, fair enough. And then if you want to comment on how bad it is, that's fine, fair enough. But to me, I'm not going to be commenting on it because I'm not going to be reviewing it. I'm not going to be listening to it. So I don't give a shit what happens with it. If it flops, it flops. End of story. You know what I mean? I mean, we get bogged down on all of this crap, don't we? I mean, you know what I mean? Don't give a crap what happened with the previous era either. I've already got that out of my head. Right? I don't care what Chip's done. It's done. You know what I mean? I've moved on now. I know some people like to keep it going, like to keep talking about it, and that's their prerogative. But for me, I just think it's a waste of time if you're not even going to bother with it, with Doomsday, to be even talking about it. It doesn't matter. Look, we all know Seuss is a clown. We all know Jinx Monsoon is a filthy person, right, with the things that they've come out with. Right, we know, right? We don't need to be reminded all the time. Let's just talk about the stuff, Doctor Who, that we're actually looking forward to, rather than these idiots that are trying to bring the brand down. You know what I mean? Because ever since Jinx and that other one came on the scene, remember, there was goodwill built up all the way, right?
Yeah.
Goodwill. It was fragile, but there was goodwill built up. Soon as those two came on the scene, that was it. It was shattered within a day, right? So, I mean, look, they have an agenda. You see the way the both of them act on Twitter. They have their agendas. They have their ideology. They have their so-called causes. You know, they're not going to back down. They're going to still come out with absolute tripe every time they open their mouth. But there's no point in getting upset what they say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Jinx has to deliver on screen whatever character Jinx is playing. As for Doomsday, I don't give a crap. But for people that are buying, are expecting stuff from this, well, Seuss better not let those people down. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what she does, and I don't care what Jinx says. Because if we get bogged down on that, right, it's just going to make me more, you know what I mean? It'll just make me angry. And there's no point in getting angry. I want to enjoy Doctor Who again, right? So if some bloody actor or actress out there wants to melt their mouth off about some fucking politic, whatever it is, or trans rights or whatever, and remember, June is Thursday, right? They're all going to be at it next month. It's a whole month now, but it goes, well, it's not a whole month, it's a whole year, but this is the month now, month of June, where companies, everything changes now, right? For the next month, Thursday, right? They'll be all talking about it. They'll be all, you know, throwing up their flags and saying how inclusive they all are and all of this bollocks, right? At the end of the day, you know, if we look, they're trying to get, at this stage, they're trying to get a reaction out of us, right? It used to be a day, then it turned into a week, now it's a month, right? It's going to be a year, right? It is all year anyway, right? But they won't admit that. But it'll be a year, right? We'll have all of this. At the end of the day, let's just focus on Doctor Who, you know, and ignore what they say. Because I'm telling you, over the next month now, they're going to be all coming out with their rubbish and their crap and their lies about certain issues that they all claim to be, you know, forced that they advocate for, but then claim to be experts on. None of them are experts. None of them have a clue what they're talking about. Right? That's the thing. They come up with all rubbish. And then when they're challenged, what do? They either block you or well, most of the time they block you. Right? So just look. If people go looking for that stuff, you'll find it. If you ignore it like what I've been doing, but then it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? I think people just look for all the negativity. Do you know what I mean? Just forget about it. Do you know what I mean? Affect them. Let them say what they want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, RTD has to deliver, right? Let's see if we can do that.
Yeah, and we've sort of all guessed that maybe with it being June soon and cons starting, the big ones, we might even get a tiny bit of proper Doctor Who news that actually will come across, which would be nice.
Yeah. When they're not too busy being bogged down on their message to fan. Because remember, all the accounts are going to change Rainbow soon, right? Thursday is when it officially starts. So 12 midnight Wednesday, they'll all, or 2 o'clock, they'll all be changed to Rainbow, right? The Google search bar be Rainbow. Everything be Rainbow, 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 Rainbow.
And they'll lose more money.
Right. And it's not that, look, it's so in your face now. It's gone beyond the joke.
It's arrogance now.
It's gone beyond the joke now. At the end, they just have your fucking whatever, your parade and whatever, and leave the rest of us alone. Simple as that, man. Sick of it all being shoved down people's throats all the time. That's why we get angry about it. You can't just fucking get on with it, right? And leave everybody else alone. You just have to go, yeah. Do you know that this is like a genocide? Oh, look at me, I'm so oppressed.
Yeah.
Look at me, I want to be able to compete in women's sports. Sick of it all, man. Just shut up crying.
Yeah, the oppressed seem to be the oppressed.
Just shut up crying and get on with your lives. And then, you know, as I said, You leave us alone, right? Leave the rest of society alone and stop picking on women, and stop all of this nonsense with kids, with this story time bull and all of this other nonsense, and then nobody would be saying that to you at all.
Exactly.
Hello, Lee.
Hey, there we go. Come on, Lee. We can talk about Pride Month.
Timing
Anyway.
was impeccable.
He heard it. Like the bat
Anyway.
signal.
It's all fucking nonsense.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, PD, nothing
but
else to add, PD. Because
No,
you did say,
I just think how awful it is, and just how pride has just turned to arrogance, and how I just want to fight other parts of the community.
yeah,
It's a nightmare. It's just covering up a nightmare, like another nightmare recently, but I'm not going to go into it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it. Never liked it. Lee doesn't
it's
like it
all
either.
crap.
Yeah, I know. It's just been mutated to something it's not. Like a Khaled. Best way of putting it. Anyway,
well,
back to nicer things.
Anyway, Charlotte.
No, but I agree, like what you said about the clip idea, and like we need to actually be celebrating the fact that this show's 60. It just,
Yeah.
I do not understand how, even if you don't want to show off a lot of your specials because you're scared to death we're gonna like not watch them or something, I don't know. But the show's 60, and that's a big thing, and it should feel like a celebration of that, and it should feel like the BBC's proud that they've got this show to 60. And it's like there's nothing. Like, it's nice they're doing that on YouTube, but like you said, they're not promoting it.
Yeah.
They should be promoting that. That would be a really good thing to start to get people into the, like you said, think back to, what's gone before. What brilliant storylines and characters and moments. And I just, the BBC, I don't know who's in charge of actually handling the 60th celebration wise. But they just need to get a kick up the backside.
Yeah. They did it with the rest of the stuff, though.
If RTD thought they weren't doing their job properly, he would have spoke up by now. They obviously have something.
Well, he should have done before, though, and he hasn't.
So they obviously have to have something big planned.
Yeah, might do.
Jamie, I know what you mean. I'm talking about actually just celebrating the show as its entity, as this thing that we all love. I remember
You know
the
what they
50th.
could do? They could stick a couple of episodes on classic stories on BBC Two, Queen Charlotte.
Oh yeah, they could. They don't do it though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I remember the 50th feeling, and I don't know how you two felt, and in the chat comment as well. The 50th felt like the BBC was celebrating that. It really felt like
the cinema
they were going, look, we've got this brilliant show that's ours, and we're proud of it. They had like so many panels and interviews and separate things from the actual anniversary special itself. And like it just felt alive. Whereas it doesn't feel alive. And and that's not all, Russ. Like I said, some of that is down to the BBC management or whoever it falls under. Yeah, that's Lord Thought. The 50th was so much fun.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It felt fun. And it's like, I'm not getting any of that.
Unless,
home. Oh, no.
Playing devil's advocate here, unless, they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket this time round because of what's happened the last 5 years. Maybe RTD is being extra and the BBC are being extra cautious this time. Because apparently, it mightn't look it, but apparently Chibs did use a lot of budget for promoting, but we've seen the level of promotion it actually got. So where did the money go? You know what I mean? So maybe there could be a bit an element of that to it. Maybe they don't want to over egg the pudding as such. just in case, you know.
See, I would argue now, because of what's happened in the last 5 years, you need to remind people more than anything of,
totally.
yes, we had a horrible 5 years, but this show has had some incredible stories. It's had these characters. It's had this concept, which I will still say to this day is one of the most interesting and incredible concepts you could have in television. You've got a time machine, you've got an alien, you've got the Earth aspect with the companion. You can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree with you. The character can be, you know, that's the best thing about Doctor Who is the main character can change its face because of the, you know, they come up with the regeneration. So it's like the show can be refreshed a lot. So that's good. That works in its favor. But Cinnamon says, I suppose the 50th was a bigger milestone, but I agree. Yeah, it was. It was a bigger milestone, but you know, I still do agree with the panel. I do agree with them. There should be a bit more, but I don't know. Maybe there is a level. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Maybe there is a level of you know, we're not going to throw all our eggs into the basket this time. But in fairness, I do agree with the panel. I think we have gone past the stage. I think you not need to throw the kitchen sink at it. I mean, you need to be throwing everything at fans. You know, you got to get them excited. And for a lot of people, the latest trailer or the main trailer, whatever you want to call it, didn't do enough for a lot of people out there. Like Queen Charlotte was saying it for her, there just wasn't enough substance to it. Isn't that right? So, I mean, you know, I do think he probably needs to up his game a little bit. But what would you like to see next, Queen Charlotte? I mean, there's still plenty to be revealed, like.
Oh yeah, I want a proper trailer with a tiny bit of here's some of the story, or just here's the starting point if you don't want to give me the story for this Doctor a little bit. And then I can, because I'm one of these that I feel like I need to have a little bit to get me think, oh, that's interesting, and then I'm happy. That's what I want when it comes to more the specials. And like I said, I want the BBC to actually look like they care about this show, if I'm being bluntly honest.
Yeah, you're right, Charlotte. They've just washed their hands of it, haven't they?
Yeah, doesn't it have that feel, PD?
Yeah, you can do it now, Russell. I'll just let you go do it because I can't bother with it anymore. I've got the money. You do it, kind of attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like when the BBC has got a big show, like for me, it's not a good comparison when it comes to like type, but when Line of Duty was on, for example, that felt big, and the BBC felt like they were constantly talking about it and promoting it.
Yeah, water cooler behaviour.
Yeah, it really felt like that, and it just feels like I said, if the BBC don't want to share story beats, you can talk about the show as being this brilliant thing, which we love, and you should be showing that, BBC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know why they do it. I really do. They're just their marketing department and their publicity department has just gone down the hill so badly over the past few years. It's like they just don't want to do anything. And we know what Chibnall didn't do anything because he just wouldn't give any information to them till the last minute.
Oh, he was terrible, wasn't he, for magazines or anybody?
Just waffle on in Doctor Who magazine like he was God. Yeah, waffle on like Doctor Who magazine like he was God. And it was just, you know, how'd you put it? It's like, and then it just fighting. I mean, the whole reason the merchandise wasn't because of the plastic thing. He wouldn't give anything to the merchandise guy.
No, they need time to make their toys, don't they, and stuff.
Sitting there twiddling the merchandise guy, sitting twiddling his fingers, going, why is all the fans angry? And he finds out because we all find out because Chris Chibnall hasn't given anything to him. Won't give designs and anything because he wants to play like Guardian of Bloody Forever about it.
No, I think it would be good on the BBC's end to announce any special programming that we're going to get, whether that's the rumour we've got of old classic episodes going back on telly for a night, or there's a rumour documentary we're going to get. Things like that. to
We got
actually make
Adventure
it
in Time and
feel.
Space. Last time we got Adventure in Time and Space for the 50th. A friend of
Yeah.
mine actually worked on that. Good friend
No,
of mine.
and like that's what I mean. Like that was a lovely side thing, wasn't it, PD?
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. A really interesting show, just going to the history. Okay, a bit of it was distorted, but they had to do it for time. But it was brilliant with Warris and everyone. And
Like I said, and
Sydney and
if they can't do
Verity.
like an actual drama, like announce
Yeah.
a proper big. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'd watch a
Yeah,
proper
massive
documentary.
documentary. Just do a Doctor Who at 60 documentary like they normally do.
Yeah,
I
and get
know
like
Channel
old.
5 are doing one.
Yeah,
Channel
but
5
theirs
are
are
doing
for a
one, not the
completely different
BBC.
reason.
Yeah, they're doing one for a completely different reason, though. There must be, but it'll be interesting to watch that documentary.
Yeah.
Just to see what they're banging
No,
on
but
about.
I just think if the BBC could announce, like I said, some special programming.
I think because BBC documentary department, I think it's up in Bristol, are really, really good. They're really thorough.
Yeah, and it's
Always
like,
have
and they
been,
could
always
get
will
all the
be.
old writers, and that's the other thing. It's like we need to do it now, sadly, while we've still got
Yeah.
some of the classic writers about and some of the classic producers and people who actually worked on the show.
Yeah, because we lost Uncle Terry a few years ago as well. It's like you need to keep, we need to document this now. There's going to be nothing left.
True.
No, and it's like,
yeah.
and with the new Who, it's easy enough. Just get Russell and get his old crew, which are working on the show anyway now.
Yeah.
Get Moffat. Like, get some of his big writers.
Yeah, get some of the old cast back, like Noel Clark, John Barrowman.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
John
that
Barrow's
goes
not the
well.
worst now,
Sorry,
is he?
I just couldn't help that one.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a few people listening that probably hate them. So
Well, compared to someone else, John Barrowman is the least of ITV's problems. That's
yeah,
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I suppose we did talk about it on Friday Night Contact. I just haven't done a stream on it because I don't think it's necessary to do a full stream on it. But I do know Gobby has done a couple of streams, so if you haven't checked them out, go and check them out. They're very good. But all I'll say about that whole situation is this: it's pretty sad that we live in a world where people like Mr. Schofield have been covered up for all of these years, and people like Noel Clark can get accused in the newspaper of a bunch of stuff and be cancelled, and the other fella can carry on and become more powerful within the industry over the years. But as I said on Twitter, I can't say the exact words that I said on Twitter, but I will say again, it's another childhood hero.
Yeah, ruined.
Someone that I grew up with, loving, who obviously has done some questionable things, is the way I can put it across without getting into trouble with YouTube. But his co-host is all I'll say is that his co-host can play the innocent. All the co-host wants, but the co-host, we all know, has been trying to protect themselves for the last couple of months, and the co-host knew. There's no doubt that his co-host knew. Now we don't know the full details.
Even worse, no.
Of everything, but apparently, it's been. I've seen some people that are in the know. The fella that did that famous TikTok video actually spoke up just recently as well on Twitter, where he spoke about it, and he even said that there's worse to come. We have to let this look. It's not trial by social media anyway.
No.
And it's not trial by media. Remember, all I'll say is right now, there's a victim in all of this. And we will wait and see for further details, see if there's any more. But there is a victim in all of this, and I think we have to remember that. So, we'll wait until there's more details before we actually, discuss it. And even when we do, we have to be very careful how we word things on YouTube. So it'll be, if there's such a thing, to have a light discussion on it, but obviously it won't be a light discussion, but you know what I mean. We'll try get around it, have the discussion, but
have a careful one. I think that's the
careful
best
one.
way you can phrase it.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to phrase it. But I think it's absolutely disgraceful. And if there's anything, all I'll say is he said it's legal, but I find that hard to believe. But look, at the end of the day, it's up to the police, the law of the land, to decide whether there was anything illegal about it. All I'll just say is, looking from the outside, it'd be very hard not to see how it isn't illegal. But, you know, as I said, we don't know all the details. But again, I'm just devastated because it's another person that I grew up with, you know, on the BBC, you know, all of those years ago. And now it's turned out probably, you know, well, the evidence is that we've seen so far. So that's all I'm going to say. Well, we can't. Well, yeah. Listen, now he's back.
There he is.
Jamie. Jamie. Listen, we can't actually say that on here. Right, we've got to be careful, and actually, you want to be careful as well, because Google are very. It won't be me, but Google are very feckin'. Google are. I see that's why you put the 3 O's, but just be careful, because we can't actually say that live on screen, even though it might look like what you said, and that's why I think it's hard to believe that it isn't illegal, is because of the point that you just brought up. But I can't actually say that on this stream, but I know where you're coming from. But yeah, do you guys have anything to say about it briefly on this whole situation? And how did you feel about Good Morning's response? Because they've literally this morning they just literally carried on as normal.
Well, all I'll say is the fact that he suddenly got fired. Was it last week? I can't remember exactly. I remember then I was like, no, something's wrong here. Like he's managed to get through other scrapes, which were like he got in trouble with, and he survived those. What's happened here? I knew there was something. And I even said that to my family at the time. I was like, there's something here. There's something we're not being told.
Yeah, but you know, I'd go back as far as the announce when he went on this morning with Holly and he announced to the world. I think that's when there was actually something up. Why would he all of a sudden
there was. I remember my main thing with that was I just kept thinking, everybody's talking about him. What about his family? Like they should be the ones who's getting the full sympathy here, not Schofield.
Yeah, I wonder if all of those people that said he was brave will come out now and apologise. Especially to, you know what I mean? Hypocrites they are, Charlotte, man.
And like that's what I remember just thinking with that stuff. And then when he suddenly got fired, I was like, oh no, something's lurking in the background here. I didn't think we'd discover this quickly, if I'm being honest. I thought it'd just sort of be a couple of years and then something would be broken about him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been rumours flying about since 2015, though, Charlotte. So I think he's done. Yeah. You know, if you think about that's 8 years. I think, look, everybody that's come out and spoke up has said that this was a known thing in the industry for years.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'll give a shout out to somebody. Eamon Holmes, good on you. You have been, what he's been coming out with, he's been very blunt and to the point.
Yeah, listen, he called them out again today because Phil put out, and I mean, I don't know who's running Phil's PR now because he got fired from his own agency. He got sacked from his own agency that he helped create. But that statement is delusional. That Eamon Holmes is right. Like Eamon Holmes actually went back here. If you want to start something, basically, Eamon was saying, let's get it on. So basically,
and I was just like, that's an Irishman. That is an Irishman speaking right there.
Called him Pip as well. He did. He called him Pip.
Dragon's Den.
I'm telling you now, right? I hope there isn't. Look, all I'll say, because we don't want there to be, because that means there's other victims. Let's hope there's not, right? And it's only this fella. And then the only way we'll know what the facts are is if this kid wants to come forward and tell his story. And then it's up, at the end of the day, public opinion will judge Philip Schofield. The law then will deal whether there is something to be charged with. So we just have to wait and see. But for me personally, I hope there isn't any more. There'll be a question about the relationship that he was in, because obviously he knew this kid since he was 15. But I originally saw on Twitter it was 10 years of age. There's a photograph where it looks younger, so I don't know where it's gone from. He knew him from 10 now to 15. I don't know where that's come from. But either way, even at that age, and then it's 6 years, whatever later or whatever, when the relationship started, there are going to be questions asked, because clearly at the time when he knew him, when nothing happened, he was a teenager. So there will be that question asked.
Well, here's the thing. According to Schofield's own statement, which he released, he basically said he knew him when he was younger. He got asked to help him to get into TV, and then he got a job on This Morning.
Nepotism.
Yeah. And then apparently when the relationship went sour, then the young lad was moved to Loose Women. And then that's when apparently Ruth, Eamon's wife, complained to the hierarchy. And then that's when apparently then those two left ITV. So it's all coming out now.
Yeah,
anyway, Jeremy Kyle is the same. Jeremy Kyle was laughing when on Talk TV when they were talking about it, and then your woman beside him was laughing, and then the presenter says, "What you said? There's so much I could say, but I can't say anything right now." Yeah. So I'm telling you, now we're all assuming that it's got to do with all of this, but it could be the fact that he's just a nasty man. He's just an arrogant sod, and he's got a really bad attitude, and he's not as nice as he makes himself out to be. It could be that, which is nothing wrong with being an asshole, but it's not going to do his case any good with all of this other stuff going on. Look, it has to be dealt with the law.
Exactly.
Right? The media, again, of course the media are going to get a hold of it, and they're going to blow it up all over the place. But at the end of the day,
the course correct.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we've got to wait for the facts.
Yeah.
Right? And until we know all the facts, right now Philip is getting it, and rightly so. Right? Now, we'll wait until the facts come out, but I have to say, as some people have already said in the chat, especially Jamie there, it's not looking good
not at all.
When you see how they met and all of that. And that's all I'm going to say on it. But it is another, look, the difference between the BBC and ITV is the BBC could survive the Jimmy Savile rubbish and we're able to move on. Exactly. ITV is completely different.
They're still a public broadcaster, though.
Yeah,
this could bring government.
But this could bring down very easily, if there's any more bad revelations in relation to the real stuff that we don't want there to be revelations, that then there's a possibility that the whole of ITV, the brand itself, could be in serious trouble.
Well, the brand is damaged. You can't deny that now.
Yeah, it's tarnished.
Well, the Good Morning, or what's it? This Morning is definitely now
gone.
Yeah, but This Morning's like one of their big shows.
Yeah,
like,
it's a flagship show.
People don't understand how big This Morning is to ITV.
Yeah.
It's one of their big shows.
There's talks about a rebrand. Now, they've done this before, remember. And this was the second rebrand, wasn't it? This one now, this current one is now.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I'll ask you this question because it's very interesting, because I know what my answer will be. But can they survive a rebrand, and can they survive with two new presenters? For example, I think Dermot O'Leary and what's her face has really gotten Alison. What's her name? Alison. I don't know her second
Hammond.
name.
Hammond.
Yeah, the funny lady, right? When she did that
The bubbly
interview
lady from
with
Big Brother, yeah.
Ah, no, when she did that interview with bleeding, what's his name? With Harrison Ford and what's the other actor that was in Blade 14, the new Blade Runner movie?
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. That's if you've never seen that interview with Alison Hammond, they even ask her if she's drunk or something because it's the funniest thing you'll ever see. But I think they have been ITV have been really bad on them because they were the ones that had to bleed and come out with Philip is leaving and blah blah blah.
Yes, they had to do that groveling. Isn't Philip amazing?
Yeah, and you could tell by their faces they didn't even want to do it, man. Can they survive? Can they rebrand? Or is that program now? Because it is a family one. It's a family. It's a program of morals, Queen Charlotte. I think that's the big major difference between other morning shows. This is a show that's goes into people's. They sit down at the breakfast table. This is the fabric
it's sort of got this cleaner than clean family. Everything's happy and sort of. I don't think so because purely it's not just about Philip here, and this is now what I've noticed the conversations moved on from. It's about the management and who covered what up possibly and who stopped certain things getting out possibly and whether it was known. And when you've got people like Eamon, who was part of that setup for years and years and years coming out saying executives, high up executives, he has said this on Twitter, I think he said 4 high ranking executives knew about all this and they covered it up. So that's my thing. Like, it's not just Philip, it's the whole thing around him that was possibly helping him, which is also the show. That's the show. It's higher ups and executives. So even if you make Philip go away, you've still got those individuals possibly in the background and people aren't going to like that.
How long is right? Holly's got a week off now, right? So, and it was always planned that she had a week off anyway because she gets a week off during the summer, right? So she's got a week off, right? So the question I need to ask you two guys is this: how long does she last after this? Because I think she's gone either way. But how long do you think she's going to be able to hold out for? What would be, when do you think she'll give up? She's not going to give up straight away. She's going to hang on for as long as possible. How long do you think she'll last for?
Well, from my point of view, it's not long because of who her husband is. He's one of the producers who knew. And if you rate to them, ITV are going to want them both gone. They're going to have to completely clean house on ITV daytime now because of all this. And it's going to be an absolute mess.
Could they sacrifice her husband, though? Because apparently, ITV think Holly is well sort of star. BBC apparently were rumoured to be getting her in for Gladiators. And I think ITV apparently were going to be renegotiating her contract before all of this nonsense started. But I don't think they're renegotiating. But do you think they could actually sacrifice her husband and keep Holly? What if she didn't know? I think it's hard to believe that she didn't know. But what if she actually didn't know? Could she come out of this?
I don't know. I think that's a move her somewhere else. Sorry, Charlotte. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that really depends how she handles being back on the show.
Yeah.
Because it's like yesterday, like this, obviously the first one was on today after the whole thing. And people are freshly having a go at them, rightly so, because they just said on air, we know we're in the news, but we're just going to carry on.
Yeah, I've seen that from Dermot. Jesus. But in fairness, though, and this is what the public need to realise, Dermot did make the point, though, the people behind the cameras, the people that actually work on the show, you can't punish them unless they knew, obviously. But we don't know. All we know is that the executives did know, right?
Yeah.
It's being reported everywhere, right? Now, Philip came out with a statement today saying that all the loudmouths, basically all the people that are coming out now
Playing
that
the
are
victim,
basically,
it's like, come on,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, why did you even make a statement, man? Just like, just wait now at this stage. You know, you've caused an actual shitstorm, like,
Yeah.
and you want to add more fuel to the fire. Listen, I've been told as well. It's been reported on Twitter as well. There's more to come.
Oh, there will
And
be more to come.
Yeah.
now, whether it's about
Tons.
his attitude, the way he is with people, or it's more of this stuff, we will find out. But photographs have been surfacing of him out smoking a shish pipe with the bloke in question and some other bloke. And that some other bloke happened to be, then they showed another photograph. Philip happened to know this other bloke as well, through the industry. So I don't know what people are claiming there, but basically there seems to be a lot of people connected, the public are putting the dots together. ITV, I think, look, the statement is their first statement, right? But when they said that nobody knew, that management had asked, was there anything going on? That's where they actually shot themselves in the foot. Because no matter what they say, they've just basically told the public that they knew. And that's why they asked them questions about this. You don't ask
Yeah,
questions if you didn't know.
especially as now people are coming out as saying, I actually went to management about this. I actually lodged a complaint about this whole situation.
Yeah, and Dan Wootton, I don't like him, right? Hate him, right? Because he sided with Amber Heard. Absolutely hate him, but credit where credit is fucking due. Because he was one of the very first ones to actually complain and go to the higher ups and tell them what was going on. And he was also, he's actually explained that he was renegotiating his contract, and basically that what he was told is that if he basically dropped it, he would be able to do this, that there were conditions to his contract basically, and he said no. He said no. So the truth is all coming out.
This is what I mean about the whole structure. It's not just a Phil problem now.
No,
it's the whole structure. Yeah,
it's the whole organisation. The spotlight is on the whole organisation, like it was with BBC. But this is what will happen when it does all come out. ITV will be all apologetic. They'll come out with another statement, and then over the next couple of years, right? And they're already woke, but they'll overcompensate now because of this whole situation. And you'll see a lot more of it now, and it'll be just as bad as the BBC. So RIP ITV as well. So well done, Philip.
It might not be as bad because ITV at the end of the day are a commercial entity.
Yeah, they're still publicly owned.
That is a major difference.
They're like Channel 4.
I mean, they're already losing. Like somebody said in the chat, they've lost this morning's already lost a sponsor. Arnold, which car company was it? Like one of the big car companies.
Kia or Ford?
Philip Schofield doing the ads.
Oh, we buy any car.
No. This morning itself has lost a sponsor.
All right, but they're going to lose sponsors. I mean, that's going to be a natural thing that's going to happen because the story has only broken. I mean, we got to remember we're only in the early stages of this. Like, there's a lot in the media that have known for months, years, right, but have been either suppressed in one way or the other. But now remember, this is just a trickle. The floodgates will open like they always do, right? And we'll just have to see. As I said, I just hope there aren't any more cases like that. And it's just the fact that he's a nasty piece of work and stuff like that. And he got people fired and all of that, because we can handle that. And we could say, yeah, he truly is, a nasty piece of work. How dare he treat people like that, because we don't want the other stuff. Simple as that.
Thank you, Jamie and Coran. You just said Arnold Clark, I've dropped them.
Yeah. But Holly British TV's Golden Girl, well, not anymore. Davina McCall, in my opinion, was for years because she's Big Brother. But yeah, I don't think anybody. Look, Caroline Flack. I always go back to Caroline Flack, and I'll say this: if she was alive today, she'd be ITV's Golden Girl. To be quite honest, that woman was going places. It's just a shame how her whole story ended. To be quite honest with you, but she would have been definitely ITV's Golden Girl. Caroline. She had the talent.
Yeah, she wasn't fake.
She had the personality. She wasn't fake. You're right. She wasn't fake. That's the thing about it. The thing about Holly is that mammy goody two shoes look that she has on that show. You know, we'll probably hear stories about her as well, about how she treats people and stuff. I hope she isn't fake, and I hope she is as nice. But at the end of the day, I will just say this, Holly, if you knew, at the end of the day, the best thing for you to do, look, I still believe that, there is a chance you might be able to resurrect your career because you're not, you weren't directly involved in the relationship, but you did know, come on. You holiday with the man for the last 10 years. You are the best of friends. You were there with him when he came out. There's no way that you didn't know. And I think this whole thing, with him coming out was a smokescreen. PD, what do you think?
Yes, you also got to remember what happened on Celebrity Juice as well when they found out what they were doing behind the scenes. They were drinking and getting high before going on doing the show on purpose. There's just been so much controversy coming out of ITV studios over the past 5 or 10 years.
I don't mind that because I love Celebrity Juice, though. I
know,
the
but
idea
it's just unprofessional behaviour. It really is. If any of our students do it, they'd be kicked out,
Yeah. Well, Celebrity Juice is Channel 4, isn't it? So, that's for them to do.
No, they were ITV, but Keith Lemon's gone over to Channel 4 now.
All right. Right. It was on ITV. It was on ITV3 or something, or 4. That's right. It wasn't on the main.
They had to cancel the program in the end.
Yeah, because wasn't he doing Celebrity through the keyhole as well for ITV?
Yeah, and they've got rid of Lee Francis now because all the goings on, and because it's easier just to end his contract in a year's time than to just sack him. So it's just a place that's so full of controversy. And even I was told when I was at university, my first university, by a member of staff, said, "Don't go anywhere near ITV or ITN." And now I know why they said it to me. And my program leader at the moment has also turned around and calls them the lowest common denominator. I know why he does now. It's just, it's all, if it's getting to my lecture, I'm trying to say, if it's getting to my lecturers, then there must be a problem. A huge problem.
He may have lied to Holly's face, but she knew in her bones. Look, I find it hard to believe that she didn't. Our best friend, unless he was very careful. But right, here's the thing, and this is what catches her out. If Philip and this young man in question were so careful, well, how was it known in the industry for the last couple of years? Either Holly had her head buried in the sand, or the other conclusion is she knew. And I'm sorry, she knew, man. There's no look, if it's known by everybody else and people are reporting it, of course she knew.
Yeah.
Of course she knew. I don't think she's actually helping herself by saying she didn't know. Right? What she could have said was, yes, I didn't know they were in a relationship, but Philip lied to me when they started the relationship. That might have got her out of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She'd still be tarnished, but she wouldn't be as tarnished as she is right now.
Yeah.
But she's saying that she didn't know at all.
She knew.
When there's actually a photograph of Philip Schofield outside the NTAs after apparently having that young lad removed, and the young lad is approaching Holly, and Philip is watching them while he's nervously vaping a vape. He vapes. There you go. Philip Schofield vapes.
Yeah. You do realize that Holly's husband's responsible for the NTAs.
Yeah, I think he was there trying to get he had his hand up.
No, he helped create it. He helped create it.
Yeah, so there you go. So come on, man. No, man.
They're all connected in some way.
I
That's
know.
the
Yeah,
problem.
and this whole feud thing was listen, up until a certain point, Holly and Holly couldn't really do anything because Philip was powerful. After Q-Gate, right?
Yeah, Wimbledon.
Right, Q-Gate and whenever other incident with Philip
That's
and then his
Wimbledon.
brother and all, that weakened them significantly, right? And then that's when this whole feud thing, in my opinion, was created. You know, it was for
Yeah.
her to distance herself from him, for leak information. Oh, there is a feud because she didn't like this and she wanted to do this and that, right? And then he announced he's leaving and all this. Come on, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes. Everything
Yeah.
that's happened has been manipulated in some way to get to this point.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And then ask yourself another question. Why is he going to the newspapers making statements anyway? Because
Yeah.
he knows something else coming. And that's why
Yeah.
he's trying to preempt before anything else comes out, to have his side out there before the rest of the stuff hits the fan, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a sad situation. It's
Yeah.
another
Completely.
childhood memory tainted. You know, another childhood show gone down the piss pants now because, you know, some of these celebrities just can't behave themselves in a orderly manner. You
Yeah.
know, they've got the world literally at their feet, right?
Lonnie.
They make a lot of money, and you know they're worshipped in some cases, justly or unjustly, but they are. And then they go and behave and basically spit in their audience faces. I think it's absolutely disgraceful, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, the story will develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she left his management company to set up her own and her own brand. I know this story's a lot deeper. Yeah, this story's a lot deeper, man. Problem being says so. PD, are you not going to apply to produce Good Morning TV? I don't think you'd want to go on there any
No.
morning TV, would
I
you?
will stick to the commercial broadcasters, I think, and stay away from the public ones. I just think, I think they're just too problematic now and too toxic.
Yeah, the thing about it is, people that they have in management are, you know, again, I looked at the ITV management. They're all old fogies, if
Yeah.
that's the right word to use.
Old fogies
You
with kids
know,
around them, yeah.
at the end of the day, you need new blood. You need
Yep.
fresh ideas sometimes. You know, you just don't. You look
No, that's
around
why
at
they have kids
ITV.
around them.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's why they have the younger kids around them. They keep getting university students in for 5 years and kicking them out. It's so they have the fresh blood for the ideas, and the old fogies claim it was their idea. That's how it's working. And it's just old blood rolling fresh blood for 5 years and then kicking them out on temporary
yeah,
contracts.
that's bad how they're treated in the
Yeah,
industry. All right.
yeah. So it's always around the public broadcasters. Never the others.
Anyway, interesting conversation tonight. I
Yeah.
have to say. Just going to let the weekly schedule go across the screen there just to remind us when every stream is. We will do channel shout outs. The guys will be back with me again on Wednesday. The Tardis on Talks is on tomorrow with the Legend of the Traveling Tardis. And then Wednesday we have our chill stream. And yeah, there is some Witcher news. So Queen Charlotte is our resident Witcher.
Yeah, they're
Witcher
idiots.
expert.
That's the
Oh, I know
news.
she spoke again.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it on Wednesday. But yeah, can't help themselves. So come and join us for that. And then Friday, then we have the preview stream for members, and then Friday night contact with myself, PD, and Problem Being, who is in the chat at the moment. So yeah, let's do the channel shout out. So we'll start with the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Yeah, so you'll catch me on Type 40 live. Last week we did our sort of bit of current news, talking a lot about the Eighth Doctor, sort of the love for the Eighth Doctor, and the BBC desperately need to give him a show. Was a lot what we talked about last week. This
Amen
week,
to that.
come and join us to see what we're talking about. And then you'll also catch me on some podcasts coming up because Dan is actually celebrating the 60th anniversary and he's going to be looking at some old stories. So he's going to get some of us to come and do a proper review podcast style on some of the older New Who and classic stuff. So catch me there. And you'll catch me here, like Noel said, on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Fantastic. PD!
Yay! I'm normally with Dan as well. We need a specialist. I'm normally in Rabbi's chat, and I'm normally here most of the rest of the week. So, catch me there.
Fantastic. And as I said, you'll catch me back here again soon. And Noel, do you think John Sim will return as the Master in the anniversary special or Series 14? Look, I think anything is possible with this new version of Doctor Who. Don't rule that now, is what I would say to people. He is expanding the universe, so there could be a possibility of anything. So let's just leave it at that. I think that's a positive note to leave on. If people do find a Doctor Who expanded universe a thing that they want. I know I wasn't in favor of it originally. I still have me doubts, but if they get the right spin-off shows and stuff, but obviously, as I said, once the main show is on solid foundations and then they do all of that, unlike the way Disney did it, then I will be actually happy. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, anything is possible, Kieran, in the world of RTD's Doctor Who. So yeah, and of course, if that happens and that breaks, we will let you know, as we always do. So we're going to leave it there. I'm going to let you all, if you're in the UK and Ireland, you're probably enjoying the good weather right now. I don't know where the rest of you are in the world, but I hope the weather is as good as it is here. So I'll let you go on and enjoy it for a couple more hours, because obviously even though it's like 8 o'clock, we've got the sun in the sky. So yeah, go on, enjoy it, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.